I just received this morning a very nice letter from people in India that I do podcasts with. And they sent one of the podcasts. I haven't even listened to it yet. But, it's so interesting to reach out and connect with people like this, people I've never met. And yet there's such a good and honest and interesting response to the kind of practice that I teach. It's just really wonderful. So they sent me another podcast. I'll listen to it and then we'll most likely post it on my website. And if anybody wants a copy, you can just get in touch and I'll figure out a way to email you a copy. Does anyone have a question they'd like to ask?
Hi, Stuart. I'm lately I have a lot of fear happening in my life, personal, due to my health, and I wanted to hear again. I know you spoke about it in the past, how to transform this fear into growth, into something positive.
Uh, First, did you ever read my book? You did? It's all in there, Rafi, if you haven't looked at it. But anyway, look, we have a chakra system. We all have a direct link to higher energy in the universe. Most anxiety, most fear, most insecurity, most of the problems people have come out of not being nurtured deeply enough in themselves with spiritual energy. It's like a covenant we have to make with God, higher energy, whatever one wants to call that we will do the work on ourselves to build an inner life that is strong enough to sustain a connection with energy that is infinite in the universe. We will build a chakra system. That is our job. That's the job of a human being. And doing that requires training, it requires time, it requires patience, it requires overcoming years of difficulty, of anxiety and neurosis and all kinds of problems that we've had to live with. It takes time. And but that is the work. That's how you overcome fear. Fear has a frequency. If you build the chakra system, especially the chakra below the navel, build the chi, and it will go above that frequency. And you will have the power to deal with situations that, when you don't have that inner development, are impossible to deal with. So, what you experience, Rafi, and you might not like what I'm going to say, it's not bad. It's telling you about you. It's telling you about what you have to build inside yourself. It's telling you this, and it's also telling us that if you don't build a system that's strong enough to overcome this insecurity and fear, uh, this is what you're going to have the rest of your life. Now, I teach that here. Take advantage of it. It'll also help with physical problems. Building a system inside ourselves that can heal us of many physical problems. So it gets back to a simple reality. What are we doing? And what are we going beyond just doing to build in ourselves a system that is strong enough to connect with higher energy in the universe? And this is not just something I can write on a blackboard, oh, I'll follow the instructions. It's something that you have to make practical through your inner work, through the development over time of a system that is strong enough to do what I'm talking about. It doesn't just happen. Now, I have given you and everyone else here all the tools. I have told you about breath and mind and how to use them. They're all available. They were left to us. All of these things and this technique of breathing and of using the mind and development of chakras, this technique was left to us. This technique of inner work, of Rudra meditation, was left to us by my teacher, Rudy. Now it depends upon what do we do with it? What do we do with it? And I think therein is the problem, getting people to recognize the importance of their commitment to a spiritual life. Once you commit to a spiritual life, I mean, your whole inner world will begin to change. The demands on you will become tenfold, but they're good demands because they're teaching about yourself. And you finally can accept teachings about yourself, who and what you are, what you have to do, what the objective world is showing you about you. Now, this is not easy to deal with. Nobody wants to look out at life and, my God, that's a reflection of me. I mean, but when you begin to face the reality of day-to-day existence, each and every one of us sees a unique reality. That reality that we see that is unique from everybody else is a reflection of us. The things we like, the things we don't like, the arguments we get into, the things that make us insecure, the things that build strength inside. All of these things are a reflection of us. So then it's a matter of what do we do about this? How can we go deeper to build a system inside that enables us to truly transform our inner self? And as you transform your inner self and the heart gets open and there's that joy, that love inside a human being, the world you see begins to change. You begin to see a completely different reality. People are no longer intimidating and threatening. If they are intimidating and threatening, they're just telling you what you have to build inside yourself so that you're no longer intimidated by them and threatened by them. So instead of being angry at them, you bring them a flower and say, hey, thank you for reflecting what I need to learn about me. And the best thing about all of this is the responsibility for whatever we do in life. We can't blame anyone else. It comes right back on us. We are being given every sign of what we have to do to grow. Do we listen? Do we learn from it? Do we change inside ourselves? Do we grow inside ourselves? Do we take advantage of what the universe has put in our? I mean, there are 7 of these classes a week. They're all about the transmission of Shakti, energy.
Yeah.
And that transmission of Shakti, Rafi, will do for you exactly what you need to get done. It really will. Retreats that I have, all this stuff, it will do for you what you need to get done to grow in your life. Then it's, do you take advantage of them? Or, we just take it for granted that one day, well, Stuart will be here in 40 years. I'm not going to be here in 40 years.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. And it's not only you, it's everyone, Ralph. This is a problem that affects, 798 billion people. It affects the entire world. It really does. And if it didn't, the world wouldn't be so crazy. I mean, people would live with joy and love and see that kind of world around them and learn from each other and not, have compassion and, be there because everybody suffers. Everybody goes through this kind of difficulty. And I don't think there's a person alive, I don't care the size of their intellect and what their IQ is, that has even a grasp of what life is about. But through building an inner life, we don't have to know what life is about. We get strong enough to be able to be one with it and deal with it every day and not allow it to mess us up inside and to be angry, at the things that go on in this world. Does anyone else have a question? Yeah, and just to finish this, I know life isn't easy. Trust me, I've been through a lot of shit myself. Believe me. I mean, endless amount of it. And stuff I won't even go into, And every time went through that kind of difficulty, including just about a week ago, the answer I get, forgive them. Forgive them in your heart. Be bigger than what people do to you. Be bigger than what life does to you. Open your heart and forgive. And every time I do that, the whole tension changes. It all changes. And it comes back to it's me. It's not out there. It's me. What do I do to transform what life is teaching me into an open heart? What do I do to transform all of my tension, my insecurity, my fear into an open heart, into love? And this does two things. First of all, it allows us to function on the highest level of what it means to be human. And we function on that level. Spiritual enlightenment is like a snap. We don't have to do anything. They will come down and take us into heaven or whatever's up there that represents an enlightened state of consciousness. We have to become human beings. That's what we're born here to learn. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions. Thank you. God bless you all. I say it over and over again, your presence here really demands that I work in a place of myself that I don't ordinarily work in. And I have nothing but gratitude to each and every one of you for being here, for being part of this, and for demanding that I go to a really deep place in myself, where this stuff can manifest and hopefully help all of us grow and change, and really connect with this higher energy in the universe. So thank you, and God bless you all. There'll be class on Thursday, this class. There's also a class tomorrow evening at 7:30. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. God bless you.
Bless you too. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
You still.
Thank you,
Stuart.
Bye.
Hi.